Welcome everybody to Whispers in the Well, a brand new Disney Lorcana set coming out in about 3 weeks' time. The main theme of the set is detectives and some sort of mystery. We've got 2 new keywords at least that I've seen so far. Minnie Mouse showcasing one of these keywords, alert, which is allowing a character to challenge as if they had evasive. This seems to be a set which is going to shake up the meta. There's actually loads of cool things going on from what I've seen so far, and I'm excited to dive in and look at more cards. Give the video a like if you're also excited, and let me know in the comments if there's a card you think I misevaluate, because a lot of this is just my first impressions. I'm not going to get everything right. Let me know what you think I get wrong. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring the video, and Minnie Mouse Ghost Hunter. When you play this character, chosen detective character gains alert. I don't think this card's going to be that good. I think maybe if there's a Floodborn Minnie Mouse, this one would become more interesting. But alert as a keyword is very, very interesting. It's similar to giving a character evasive in your own turn, but it wouldn't have synergy with Dumbo. So it gives like the developers an extra way of giving us evasive answers without like buffing the Dumbo and cards that synergize with evasives. So I really love the alert keyword. I don't think the Minnie Mouse is outstanding. And historically in Disney Lorcana, we haven't seen cards which rely on tag synergy to be very competitive. Hopefully that changes at some point. Is this the card that's going to change that? I would wager probably not, but I don't think it's a bad card by any stretch of the imagination. We have Goofy up next, the Glumping Gumshoe. All right, it's a Floodborn Goofy. Trying to think in Amber what Goofies we already have. There's the 5-cost Goofy Bodyguard, which would not be a good shift target. No Goofies really come to mind outside of Super Goof, which see competitive play, and of course Super Goof not currently in rotation. When you play this character, and whenever he quests, each opposing character gets -1 strength until the start of your next turn. Well, Goofy's outstanding with Under the Sea, isn't it? That's quite obvious straight away. Shifting onto another Goofy at 5, everything gets -1, and you can sing Under the Sea on your own. That is very, very cool. 8 cost being a significant cost for this ability, I would say. And I like the fact it does something when it's played and when it quests. I like the fact that it's got big stats and it can quest for 3. I think Goofy's quite good. If you shift it, it's good. If you don't shift it, it's bad, right? Like the reason it's good if you shift it is one of the biggest weaknesses of just cards with big stats in the current metagame is Hades, right? Like if you play a guy with big stats, it just gets hit by Hades and then you lose so much tempo. But if you shift Goofy, you still get to -1 everything. Maybe twice, you could -2 everything, right, of your opponent's characters, because you play it and then quest. And then they hit you with Hades, and then you get 2 cards in your Inkwell, and suddenly you're at 7 ink, going to 8 next turn. So I like the Goofy a lot, but obviously a lot of it's going to depend on the shift options. I imagine we get some in this very set though. Can't Hold It Back Anymore is a 4-cost action song in Amethyst. A character who costs 4 life can sing it for free. Exert. Chosen opposing character move all damage counters from all other characters to that character. I mean, that seems extremely niche, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a big, big no from me. I mean, we know that Amethyst is very good at moving damage and exerting characters, but when Elsa and Belle exist, I don't think you're ever going to be playing this 4-cost uninkable song. Right? I'd be surprised. 4-cost, uninkable, move all damage counters from all other characters. I mean, it is very interesting, but it's a no from me, if I'm honest. But maybe in the right deck that builds all around it. We've got Hudson up next. Hudson is the Determined Reader, and this is a card which also highlights another key mechanic in this set, which is this Stone by Day ability. So the Gargoyles, which is a new tag as well, but many of the Gargoyle cards have this ability Stone by Day, which is if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, this character can't ready. I would compare this as an ability most similarly to that of Illusions and Vanish, where it is a downside to have this ability, Stone by Day, similar to having Vanish, but you get a lot back in the card being stronger than average as a result. So these guys, it's so noisy on my road here in Berlin, it's unbelievable. Not the best place to record videos. Anyway, Hudson is really good. When you play this character, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card, but it's a 2/4. That's an incredibly good stat line for this ability. It is an outstandingly good card, but the Stone by Day ability is a huge downside, and I think that's very, very fascinating. I really like the design of this card. I think it's got huge potential. Huge potential, really. Webby's Diary up next. We're going to take a look at Webby's Diary again in a little bit because it synergizes with some of the other cards which we haven't covered yet. So we'll come back to Webby's Diary. There's the Hudson, and here's Lexington. So Lexington is an example of an alert card which I think is outstanding. 4/4 alert, and it also has that Stone by Day ability. So this can take out a genie on its own. It can sing Strength. It's just not going to ready unless you have 3 or more cards, unless you have 3 or less cards. But obviously with Doc, with Desperate Plan potentially as well, Steel, you would imagine, is the deck that's best for this. And that also kind of fits the Gargoyles, right? Gargoyles and Steel. I mean, I know Gargoyles aren't made of steel, but it's like that grey vibe. So I think this card is absolutely outstanding. I really, really love this card. It's extremely exciting. 4/4, very, very cool card indeed. I think it's very, very strong. Demona up next, who's also a Gargoyle, and she's a sorcerer. 4/6, Challenger 2. Like, honestly, these Gargoyles are crazy. What is the stat line on this card? 4/6? My goodness. Imagine this in, like, a Blurple deck, for example, where you just really want to stick a 4-cost character. Like, it's crucial to your game plan. 6 willpower isn't getting removed by strength, right? Very, very good card also, but only in the right deck. Like, this card is nuts, honestly. But again, Stone by Day, it is a downside, but I think it's a downside you're willing to pay. This is a crazy card. I'm excited for this set. It's official. All right, we've got another Gargoyle. We've got David Exantos, and guess what? It's another card that I think is really good. 3-cost Inkable, 3/2, Quest for 1. When you play this character, you may choose and discard a card to deal 2 damage to a chosen character. This card's also great. Again, in a Gargoyle deck, I'm envisioning Docs, I'm envisioning Desperate Plans perhaps, where you've got all sorts of clunky uninkables. So David empties your hand, which is what you want in a Gargoyle deck, and it gives you control, and it can sing Strength. A plan only fails when you don't learn from it, and my plan never fails. This card's very cool, very good, very awesome. I like it a lot. I really, really like it a lot, I gotta say. Goliath, the clan leader. I haven't seen this one yet. It's a 6-cost, 6/5 quest for 2. At the end of each player's turn, if they have 2 or more if they have more than 2 cards in their hand, they choose and discard cards until they have 2. If they have fewer than 2 cards in hand, they draw until they have 2. Okay, this card's crackers. And it also has the Stone by Day ability. So this card is most comparable, I would say, to Beyond the Horizon. If you look at Sapphire Steel right now, Sapphire Steel has a serious issue of card advantage. If you play against Blurple, and you play Sapphire Steel, and they play like Finders Keepers, they play Second Star to the right, your only way of winning is Beyond the Horizon. And it's so janky, because Beyond the Horizon, it's a 7-cost uninkable sing together card, where you can discard your opponent's hand and make them draw to 3, and you draw to 3. But Goliath is doing something similar in a much better way, because it's your opponent sees that Goliath's here, I guess, right? Like, I play Goliath, I draw up to 2. Great. But then your opponent, if they have a bunch of cards in hand and they can't remove Goliath, they're going to have to discard their hand. Goliath in Sapphire Steel also seems very interesting with Aurora, the 5-cost Aurora, which gives a ward to everything, which I think is already a good card in Sapphire Steel. Very, very good card with Aurora, that's for certain. I think this card is a really, really good one. It's a big punish for Amethyst in particular. It's like almost a reverse Clarabelle, sort of, right? It's like Steel's answer to Clarabelle, I would say. Clarabelle abuses Amethyst by drawing so many cards. Goliath is just sort of being annoying, and it's being good for you as the player using Goliath. I gain a lot of value off this, and it's disrupting at the same time. Now, of course, it's worth mentioning a downside of Goliath in like a Steel mirror matchup, for example, is it actually might benefit your opponent. But in that case, it's inkable. I think, yeah, you get the benefit first. And it's also got that Stone by Day ability. I think the Gargoyles are so cool. I am needing to watch Gargoyles. These cards are so cool. They are honestly my favorite cards I've seen in a very long time. This is what's also awesome about now we're post-rotation. And this is our first real set post-rotation. Many of you will remember my videos from set 5, even set 4 to set 7 or set 8, where I was like, yeah, this card's not very good. Like when the Yzma legendary card, which now sees a lot of play, got revealed, I was like, this card's really good, but I mean, are you going to play it? Maybe not. Whereas now the power level's a lot lower. It means that the impact, I think, of a set is going to be a lot higher. And I think that's a really good thing. I think it's a really, really good thing. I think it's going to be a very fun set. Webby Vanderquack Mystery Enthusiast, 1/2. Quest for 1, when you play this character, chosen character gets +1 strength this turn. It's happening, it's happening. There's a whisper nearby and I get to see it. If there's a Floodborn, this card's very good. It's not bad without it at all, to be honest with you. It has nice synergy in an Amber Emerald deck. People are playing like Merryweather in those decks at the moment, which can also give strength. It's okay. I think in an Amber Emerald deck with Tramp, with Ladies, because you want to give the Lady +1 strength, I think it's quite good in that style of deck. I think it's not bad at all. Fairy Godmother's Wand. Let me try that again. My laptop's a little bit fiddly to get this to work. It's an item, super rare, only till midnight. During your turn, whenever you put a card into your Inkwell, chosen princess character of yours gains ward until the start of your next turn. So it's a 2-cost item that can give ward to a princess every single turn. In a Amber Sapphire deck, this sounds good with the Moana, the 5-cost, which readies all of your princess characters, all of your other princess characters at the end of the turn. Because then you give like Moana ward, for example, and then they'd have to challenge her, or you could give something else ward. In fact, you can do it every turn. It's interesting. But also, do you really want to play a 2-cost item in a princess deck when a princess deck is probably aggro? Maybe not, but I know there's an extremely strong princess card in this set, which has big synergy potentially with this, so we'll come to that. Potion of Malice is a 3-cost uninkable item, also super rare. Suppressed Anger. By the way, with all of these items, we should also bear Oswald in mind, because I think Oswald is a very strong card. There's just not enough items for him right now. Oswald had his like month of glory, or maybe 3 weeks of glory, where it was hitting all sorts of cool stuff. We saw Oswald at Worlds as well in the triple deck format. So Oswald definitely a card with a lot of potential. But like since Lucky Dime's not in the game anymore, like trying to play Oswald, and Popsicle isn't in the game, trying to play Oswald is very, very difficult to justify. But the more items we get, the more interesting Oswald becomes. Exert and pay 1 ink and put 1 damage counter on chosen character. Exert, banish this item. Each opposing damage character gains Reckless. So basically, this is an item which you can spend 1 ink per turn to do 1 damage per turn. It's honestly not terrible. I don't hate this card. It's very expensive to like pay 3 to play it, but again, if you can get some item synergy, blue emerald, sapphire emerald in particular, with Scrooge McDuck, with maybe, is the Queen in rotation? I don't think so, but Oswald maybe. I don't imagine it's very good, but it's one to keep an eye on as things develop, but it's probably too expensive, let's be honest, but there's potential synergies there. I do like expensive items because they open the door for synergies, right? It's not a good card to pay for 3, but maybe it could work. A 1-cost item, the Robot Queen. This is from the Great Mouse Detective, which I watched recently. Whenever you play a character, you may pay 1 ink and banish this item to deal 2 damage to chosen character. Whoa. This card's crazy good. Wow. What? This card's broken. This card is so good. To our beloved Queen, this gift we send as her 60-year reign comes to an end. Note to the Robot Queen. This card's absolutely absurdly good. I love this card so much. This is a proactive Fire the Cannons. This is a Fire the Cannons which I can play when you don't even have a character on the board. Like imagine I go Daisy Duck on turn 1, and on turn 2 you play nothing. Okay, well if I have a Fire the Cannons in hand, I'm like, all right, I'll use that later. Well, with the Robot Queen, I could be like, okay, another Daisy Duck and the Robot Queen. And then you play something and suddenly I just have pay 1 to deal 2. I mean, it's a Fire the Cannons, right? That's delayed. Because you're still paying, well, no, it's not. Because you're paying 2. Fire the Cannons only cost 1. It's inkable. You can also use it the turn you play it, right? I could play the Robot Queen, play a character, pay 1 to deal 2. This card is absolutely absurdly good. This is one of the best cards I've seen in a long time. I love this card. As an aggro gamer, this is so cool. This is such a cool card. Very, 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 very strong card. Very good card indeed. I'm going to have to turn my head sideways for this one. The Illuminary Tunnels. 3 cost. Inkable location. Costs 1 to move. Then it's got 6 willpower. 1 law return. That's a pretty good stat line. 6 willpower. If the ability is good, I have a feeling this one might be good. So it's 2 abilities. While you have a character here, this location gets +1 law for each other location you have in play. And while you have a character here, you pay 1 ink less to play locations. That's a spicy card. I really like it. The Illuminary Tunnels is also like basically where most of this set is set. This is like the main location for the set. So in terms of the story, this one's quite important. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Like we saw Owl Island, for example, and that one wasn't great, but I am extremely interested in this one with, of course, John Silver. A big problem that John Silver has, the 3 cost steel location guy, is it's like, okay, you get John Silver down, but then the locations are expensive. There's big synergy with this one, right? You're incentivized to move here. You're incentivized to have lots of locations, and you're incentivized to play lots of other locations because they're cheaper. This card is so cool. Huge fan of this one. Very, very exciting. I mean, so far I've liked every card, I think, which is extremely rare for these videos, but it just shows you, I think the game's in a good spot with rotation. I'm excited for the future, that's for sure. Might Solve a Mystery is a 4 cost action song. 4 cost song is a very good cost for a song in Sapphire because of Tipo and Tail and 1 jump. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 1 character card and 1 item and put them into your hand. That's a good card. No doubt about it. I mean, is there a doubt about it? In order for this, you're playing a song for this, and then you also need to have characters and items. Otherwise, it might just replace itself, right? It's not bad. I think it's good. In the right deck. It's very niche. But it's not bad at all by any stretch. In the right deck, it could be very strong. Scrooge McDuck can sing it as well, who's a 4 cost, of course, that you're going to play. Basil, bro, Basil needed a card like this. We've seen Basil just be absolutely, you know, he's been Jafar's little puppet and evildoer, but look at this. Basil's the detective hero we've always been waiting for now. 3-2, quest for 2. It's time to make a stand. Great stat line. Whenever you play another detective character, this character gains resist 1. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. Don't love it. Don't hate it. Donald. This one's in French, so let me just get the translation. When you play this character, chosen detective character gains Challenger 2 this turn. So when you play this character, chosen detective character gains Challenger 2. 5-4 stat line. Challenger 2 on a detective. Maybe the detective theme deck is possible. I hope it is. It's an exceptionally good card if you have a lot of detectives. Really, really good stat line. I would love to see a detective deck be good. We've got Eureka, who's a 5 cost 5/5 that quests for 2 and has an ability. The ability is Ward. What? Ward? Damn. I mean, that's an extremely powerful card. Wow. 5/5 quest for 2 with Ward. 5/5 that quest for 2s are usually no ability, like the Honey Wizard. There was like 4 of them in the last set, right? Like, oh my goodness. That card's crackers. That's so strong. Munchings and Crunchings. 2 cost item. Remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. You have to exert it. And you pay 1 ink less to play characters named Gurgi. Who is Gurgi? Is this Gurgi? I don't think that's Gurgi. Scuttle. Yeah, that's Scuttle. I only know Scuttle from Disney Lorcana, I've got to say. I don't know who Gurgi is. Apologies for that. But I imagine this card is bad. To be honest. Seems bad. Even if Gurgi was like the best card in the game, I'm not sure that one would be good. I've got a Mother Gothel 2/1, 1 cost. This is a very, very good stat line for a 1 cost. I really like 2/1 stat line. If you think one of the only other cards with this is the Mulan, which if you have a good ability, the Steel Mulan. So if this Mother Gothel has a good ability, it's good. Someone has to make use of it. If a character is banished this turn, this character gets +2 strength So it could be a 4-1. Can't be bad. It can't be bad. So it's a good shift target. If there's like Floodborn Mother Gothels, there is one Floodborn in Emerald. Yeah, this card's kind of interesting. Oh my goodness, that's a big guy. 6/5 quest for 2. Let's go. Hankenhand. I mean, it's better than the 5/5 that quest for 2, like a honey wizard. Don't hate it. Jetsam, excuse me. Flotsam and Jetsam. Infinity deck, the Opportunistic Eel. 7 cost, 6/6 quest for 2. When you play this character, deal 3 damage to chosen opposing damaged character. You're coming with us. It's probably too expensive. I don't hate it. But it's probably too expensive if we're honest. You've got like Basil in Emerald at this cost. You've got Clarabelle. Your John Silver's at 6, right? You're probably going to prefer those to Jetsam. Violet Saberwing, who is a 3/1 evasive. It's Sir Hiss in Amethyst. It's a good card. At last, an opportunity to earn my Mysterious Ruins Exploration Badge. So this is the second card with this stat line currently in rotation, because there's also Vanellope von Schweetz in Ruby, who is seeing play in Ruby Amethyst when people play that deck. Lena Saberwing, 3/3, Mysterious Duck, quest for 2. When you play this character, if you have a character or location in play with a card under them, gain 1 lore. So, a card under them is a big new mechanic, which we're going to talk about soon. It's called a boost mechanic. Of course, a card under them could also be shifted. So this synergizes with shift, but more likely it synergizes with those boost cards. When you play this character, if you have a character or location in play with a card under them, gain a lore. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. In the right deck, right? It's like a White Rose, the quest for 2, if you can meet the condition, and it costs 1 more, but it's not bad. It's not bad in an aggro deck that has lots of boost. Not so sure though. I think it's probably not very good. Hard to evaluate, that's for sure. We'll have to see what the boost cards are like. We've got Baloo, 6 cost. I'm so excited to see new cards. 3/8, quest for 2, bodyguard support. Too expensive, probably, is the reality. But there is a bodyguard deck with Chief Bogo, where like whenever one of your bodyguards is banished, you can play the top character card from your deck. But I think it has to cost 6 or less, which is probably a bit of an issue for Baloo. It's too expensive, isn't it, sadly? Sorry, Baloo. Della's Moon Lullaby. 2 cost song in Amber. Chosen opposing character gets -2 strength until the start of your next turn. Draw a card. So this is like painting the roses red, but it's just hitting one thing and it's -2. It's very good. With Under the Sea, with Muses. Obviously Muses isn't in core constructed, but this is a card with big potential. I think this card's very strong actually. I really like this. -2 on something is just good, right? Like imagine you just play this and then your Calhoun takes out your opponent's Calhoun and survives, taking no damage back. I think this is a very strong card in the right deck especially. Inscrutable Map. I don't know what inscrutable means, if I'm honest. 3 cost inkable item. Backtrack, exert and pay 1 ink, and chosen opposing character gets -1 lore until the start of your next turn. What kind of nonsense is this? These symbols must mean something. That is a very curious card. -1 lore. Is it possible for a card to have negative lore in Disney Lorcana? I'm going to presume it's not. But imagine you give this to something which has no lore already. Or you have like 2 of these and you make something -1 lore. I don't think that's possible. Is this card good? I mean, maybe in an Oswald deck. Outside of that, you're not going to play it, right? Like, but if you could cheat this card out in an Oswald deck, historically the Oswald decks were very, very slow to get going. Or at least the Emerald Sapphire Oswald decks we saw at Worlds were very slow to get going. So maybe. Gazelle, 5 cost, uninkable Gazelle, Singer 7, 3/8, quest for 1. When you play this character, you may put a song card from your discard on the top of your deck. Beyond the Horizon, probably, would be the target, most likely, right? With this particular card. I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like it's not great because it might just get hit. If you get hit by Hades, I don't know. It might be good though. It's definitely not a card you're going to play that many of, right? But it's a super interesting card. It's not giving you more cards in hand, but it's giving you the potential of getting more cards in hand the next turn. But you also need to have a song in the discard for this to work, and it's uninkable. I don't know about this one. It's not bad. It's definitely got potential. Okay, here's one of the... We'll come back to that one, because that's one of the new cards with the new mechanic. I've got 4 cost Mrs. Bleakley. 2/6, quest for 1 with Bodyguard. Initiator of the Stop Protocol, strategic determination of progression. 2 for Bodyguard, probably too expensive, I don't love it. Scrooge McDuck. Shift 4 Scrooge. 4/7, quest for 2. Whenever you play a character or location with boost, you may put the top card of your deck face down under them. So boost is the new mechanic. Basically, boost is a way to get an extra ability from a card. So you might have boost 1, boost 2, boost 3. And if a card says boost 1, you pay 1, and then you put a card under your card, and you get an extra ability. And Scrooge McDuck is basically allowing you to trigger those abilities for free. It's quite expensive, I've got to say. I don't think there's very many good Scrooge shift targets. Most of the good Scrooge cards that come to mind are the 4 cost Sapphire ones, which I certainly wouldn't want to shift on either of those. But maybe if you get a cheap Scrooge, especially if there's like a cheap Scrooge which has boost itself that you could shift this onto, because then the deck would synergize nicely together, right? Like you play the boost Scrooge, and then you shift onto it, and then you draw into more boost Scrooges, and then you can just play the boost Scrooge and they boost immediately. We need to look at some boost cards. Shortly we will. This card's crackers. 3/3, quest for 2, Diablo. It's uninkable in Ruby. I am so glad that Ruby's getting good cards. Ruby needs some good cards, and this card is absolutely outstanding. Brilliant card. It's the closest thing we have to Mr. Smee in the game. It's obviously better than Mr. Smee in some sense, because it doesn't take damage, although Mr. Smee could make use of that damage with synergy potentially, but this card's just crazy good. What I think is interesting is not broken, because Ruby is the worst color right now, and also like Captain Hook, Rafiki, the Royal Octopus Guard, all very competitive, and it's not that good against those cards, but this card's so cool. I really like seeing this one. So be it. 2 cost action. Each of your characters get +2 strength this turn. You may banish chosen item. I don't like that, to be honest. But it's interesting, but I don't like it personally. It's not the kind of item removal I like. We've got Launchpad, the exceptional pilot, 4/4, quest for 1. When you play this character, you may banish chosen location. Now that is a good card, if locations are very meta. It's extremely efficient. 4/4, banish a location. Good card in the right metagame. I don't think Emerald had access to a location banish before. In fact, a huge weakness of Emerald historically was locations. Back in set 3, when I had my Emerald Steel deck, which I was known for back then, people called me the Emerald Steel guy, believe it or not. And the biggest weakness was Queen's Castle. So the fact that Emerald's got a nice onset is interesting. And thanks again to Card Market for sponsoring. You can see some of the most sold cards here this week. Ursula Voice Stealer's up there, which is pretty cool. Can I find my place where I was? That's the big challenge now. Here we go. Baloo, another Baloo, but this one's a shift. 5 cost, shift 3, 4/5, quest for 2. When you play this character, choose 1. Each player draws a card, or each player chooses and discards a card. I like that ability. I think that's a really good ability. I really love discard on a card where it's one option. That's so good. So good. Imagine, like, especially if it's a Gargoyle meta, like one discard could be exceptionally powerful because your opponent's last card in hand could be Doc. But you also, like, want to have a card in your deck which isn't only discarding. Like, if you're in a bad spot, you need to draw, you can. And if your opponent has one card in hand and you think it's a Doc or something very good, okay, I'll ink. I play my last card in hand, it's Baloo. I have nothing to discard. This card's really good. I really like this card, particularly if there's some good shift targets. But I think this card's just very, very, very good. I'm very interested in this card. I like it a lot. Okay. This is the card of the set, maybe. The chase, maybe. I don't know. But it's definitely the talk of the town right now. Cinderella Dream Come True. 4 cost, uninkable, but it's Sapphire. 4 cost is a great cost. 2/3 stat line. Brawl doesn't exist. It's a princess. At the end of your turn, if you played a princess, she is a princess this turn, you may put a card from your hand into your inkwell face down to draw a card. That includes uninkables. This is like a modern version of a fishbone quill. Fishbone quill didn't get rotated. We got Winnie the Pooh at 3 cost. Cinderella is basically Winnie the Pooh, or Cinderella is basically everything Winnie the Pooh ever dreamed of being, including a princess. So I play Tipo on 2, I play Cinderella on 3, and I can, at the end of my turn, go to 5. It's pretty good. It's extremely good. You don't get access to the ink the turn you play Cinderella, right? Because you do it at the end of the turn, but that means you could be at 6 ink the following turn. That's pretty outstanding. In a format where How Far I'll Go doesn't exist, it's very, very good. This card's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The fact that it includes itself is the most important bit. You don't have to play other princess cards for this card to be very good. Arguably, this is going to be a staple in Sapphire decks, I think. Like, rather than playing a genie on turn 3, for example, you play this. But what's also quite nice about that is you could argue that it levels the playing field for Sapphire decks, because you don't need a really good 4-cost character on curve like Genie now to play Sapphire, because you just have Cinderella. I think this is an extremely strong card. It might very well be the chase card of the whole set. I think it's outstanding. I think it's really good. It's so good in green-blue as well. Like that extra bit of ramp. This card's extraordinarily strong. But also, right, like if Blurpool wants to play this, can they play Genie and this? Maybe not, right? Like maybe you have to pick your poison. So maybe Blurpool probably has to stick with Genie. So you could argue that the other Sapphire decks get a little bit of a push and Blurpool gets a little bit less of a push. Maybe Blurpool still plays this, but Blurpool really just wants to keep playing Genies, to be honest with you, I think. So I like this card a lot. I think it's very strong. Prince Charming. I didn't know there was a Disney Lorcana card named after me. Protector of the Realm. 3/5 bodyguard. Sorry, 3/10 bodyguard. Quest for 2. Each turn, only one character can challenge. This card's crackers. Great with Aurora as well. Really, really good with Aurora. Each turn, only one character can challenge. Very curious. If you've got like Under the Sea, it could also be good, right? It's extremely expensive. This is like one of those cards which is very bad against Hades. So that's why I immediately go to Aurora. I'm like, okay, well, if I get Aurora down, then I'm almost locking the board, right? Because they can only target Aurora with actions and they can only challenge once. So it's a very, very interesting card. I don't love it though, but I think it's cool. Definitely one to keep an eye on. But I feel like it's more of a fun deck card, which you can do some really cool stuff rather than super competitive. Bellwether. I also watched Zootopia recently, so I know all about Bellwether. She's a villain. I didn't know that until recently, but she is. When this character is challenged and banished, put 1 damage counter on each opposing character. What? Wow, that's good. Isn't that really good? It's got big potential. It's like an Emerald Tinkerbell. It's the closest thing Emerald has to Tinkerbell. It's also similar to Bagheera, right? My camera's pretty bad, sorry. Whew. That's a spicy card. Honestly, most of these cards are spicy. Henwen, 1/4. When this character quests, look at the top card of your deck, put it on either the top or the bottom. So there's some Bruno synergy with Henwen. Outside of that, doubt it. But I mean, Bruno Madrigal's not a bad card. Search for Clues, which is a 4-cost action. And it's very expensive. The player or players with the most card in their hand choose and discards 2 cards. If you have a detective character and play, gain 1 lore. So you have forgotten me, guys. You have forgotten me. Wait, this card's crazy. This is a balanced version of You Have Forgotten Me. This is basically the game developer saying, yeah, you remember You Have Forgotten Me? It was too strong. Which it was. Discards back on the menu officially. This is the discard card of the format outside of Bend to My Will. Bend to My Will is the only discard card in the format right now. This is it. I am seeing the return of a low to the floor discard deck, which personally I think is a good thing. Blurple will be very bad against that probably. I'm just seeing a world where I play this and I play the Baloo that we looked at earlier. And I can start playing discard again. This guy. Yes! This card's so good. I mean, it's a lot worse than You Have Forgotten Me. Of course it is. But there we are. It's a fun card nonetheless. I'm excited to try it. Nibs, big shout out to the only reveal I've actually seen so far, which was my friend Cozy Board Game. If you haven't seen her reveal for this card, it is the best reveal I've ever seen. It's so good. And the card's quite good too. When this character is banished in a challenge, return this card to your hand. It's not bad. With that stat line and it questing for 3, I like it. Trust in me. This is the kind of thing I would say. Trust me, trust me. Choose 1. Each opposing character gets -1 law until the start of your next turn. Or each opponent chooses and discards 2 cards. Oh my goodness, You Have Forgotten Me, guys. That's such a cool card. Again, discard as an optional ability. Song as well. Like, imagine you've got some singers. It's not sing together though. Singer 6 would be needed, or like something that costs 6 and you shift it in. Maybe like the Baloo. Oh, I'm excited for this set. We got some really spicy new things happening with this set. It's going to be feel extremely fresh. I'm very excited. Very cool card. I like it a lot. Launchpad is up next. Let me fix that. Launchpad is up next. You can exert him and draw a card, then choose and discard a card unless you have a character named Darkwing Duck in play. It's good if you have Darkwing Duck, that's for sure. Good stat line. It is uninkable. Here's a Darkwing Duck for you. 3/5. Super tag, which I saw someone I think on Reddit point out, is this maybe the tag that the Incredibles will get when Pixar comes out? I mean, I assume so. Did Super Goof have the super tag? I don't think so. When this character quests, you may put an item card from your discard on the bottom of your deck. If you do, you may play an item with cost 5 or less from your discard for free. So some more item synergy. The ducks and their items and their gadgets. This is one of the cards revealed during the Lorecast, and they did say that like items and Darkwing Duck's different gadgets is a big theme of the deck. So Sapphire items could be on the menu with Darkwing Duck. But is this card good? If there is a item that costs 5 and is good, maybe it could. Angel. This is maybe the most important card of the set because it's basically the card I have been asking Ravensburger to consider printing for a very long time. This is just the start of cards with this kind of ability, which is a card designed at nullifying the play-draw disparity. This is a card which accepts that it is better to go first in Disney Lorcana. I mean, we all know it is, and this card shows us very clearly that the game designers agree, because this is a card which is better when you go second. If this is your first turn and you're not the first player, you pay 1 ink less to play this character, and you get a Singer 3. It's like a Cinderella, right? It's pretty good. It's actually very good. Very, very cool card. Big fan. I don't know how good it actually is, to be honest with you, but it's exciting. It's certainly very exciting. If you've got an Angel, it's so bad when you're going first, and it's so bad when you don't draw it when you're going second. I don't think this one's good enough, but the design is so exciting to me for seeing what they can do in the future with cards like this. This card's crackers. Stitch, Carefree Snowboarder. Whenever this character quests, if you have 2 or more other characters in play, you may draw a card. I think this card's outstanding. This is much better than Surfer Stitch, in my opinion. Surfer Stitch is too expensive. This card is not. It's so much cheaper. Okay, you have to quest. I think it's got a real shot, this card. I think it's a big threat, and it's very difficult to deny. I like it. I'm excited for that. All right, we're going to look at some of the boost cards shortly, but I want to find one in English first. There's this Elsa, which is basically the Maleficent from set 1. When you play this character, you may draw a card, but it's a 1/3 instead of a 2/2. It's good. It's good. I never loved the Maleficent as much as other people did, but yeah, certainly not bad, especially if you're playing Shift Elsas. All right, so here we go. Here's the boost mechanic. By the way, this card's outstanding. Really good. It's a 5-cost uninkable, and you get them on these whispers. So Whisper's a new tag, and it's like a big theme of the set. And most of the Whispers, if not all of the Whispers, I think, have this boost mechanic. So boost 2. Once during your turn, you may pay 2 ink to put the top card of your deck face down under this character. You do not look at it, so it's similar to like a 1 jump ahead or a Mickey Mouse. But you put the card face down under Scar. So let's say I have my Scar, and I play him for 5 ink. But I have 2 ink still available. I could, if I want to, once a turn, pay 2 ink to put 1 card from the top of my deck under him. And he has the ability, Survival of the Fittest. Whenever you put a card under this character, chosen opposing character gets -5 strength this turn. So I play Scar for 5 ink, the turn I play him, but I don't have any more ink, so I can't boost. But the next turn, I could boost, and the turn after that. So Scar is a card which you can boost multiple times. I mean, you can boost all the boost cards multiple times, but some cards are like a one and done. Like the first time you boost this, do this. This one is like an engine where you can keep sinking resources into Scar every turn. This card's brilliant, by the way. I think this card is so strong. 6/5, quest for 2, and this ability. I think this card's outstanding. This is an insanely good ability. I like the fact that I can play it and it does something, immediately. It's more of a 7 cost card than a 5 cost, but I can still play it for 5. This card's outstanding. I think it's brilliant. I really love it. We've got the Great Illuminator up next, which is also quite outstanding and exciting. Characters gain. You can exert and draw a card while here. It only has 3 willpower. Cost 2, gain to law. Only costs 1 to move there. Very interesting. Looks broken. It's extremely easy to remove this. All it's going to take is 1 Captain Hook, right? But very, very cool. Very excited to see if you can do something with the Great Illuminary and the Abandoned Laboratory, by the way, which is interesting. Why is it abandoned? I don't know. Remember, we're looking for clues to who tore up the law book pages. It's got potential, maybe like a location build with the other location we looked at. I can't remember the name of it, but with like John Silver and Steel. Maybe. We'll see. It's exciting. Here's another boost. Whisper. Zeus missing his spark. 3 cost 2, 3. Quest for 2. Boost 2. While there's a card under this character, he gets +2 strength, +2 willpower. So basically you can pay 5 for this guy, and he's a 4/5 that quest for 2. But you can also just play him on turn 3. Sing strength. Personally, I don't like this one as much. Like this card is basically a slightly better version of Pooh Honey Wizard, right? Pooh, well, it's actually a lot better. So the Honey Wizard is a 5/5 that quests for 2, and it costs 5. Zeus is a 4/5 that quests for 2, and it costs 5. But you can play it as a 3 cost 2, 3 quest for 2. Does that make sense? It's like better than a Honey Wizard because it's more flexible. You can play it as a 3-drop or a 5-drop. That's basically Zeus. He's like either a below average 3-drop or a below average 5-drop. He's never good, but he's flexible, right? That's what you're playing this card for a bit of flexibility. Personally, I don't like the card much at all. Maybe if there's a Floodborn, I could get behind it, but even then I don't particularly like it. I definitely like the boost cards, which are more like the Scar, which reward you for boosting each turn. If this card said, for every card under this character, he gets +2/+2, it would be a lot better, right? A lot better. It's an interesting design though, but I don't think it's particularly strong. It's like always bad, right? I don't think you care that much about the flexibility. Like the flexibility you get for having a 3-drop that can also be a 5-drop is not good enough. The thing is, it's also a 5. Like one thing I'm definitely not giving Zeus credit for is it's a 5-drop that you can play on turn 3, right? But it's going to cost 2 of your ink on turn 4. Because you can play it, sing strength. Oh, also, yeah, look, I boost him up. And now it's like a 4/5 that I have down on the board, and it's turn 4. I mean, it's not terrible. It's definitely not a bad card by any stretch. I think in like Sealed, I would be very interested in this card. I just struggle to see it being good enough in Constructed. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just think it's a little bit mediocre. It's like, it's fine. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's definitely not outstanding. It's never outstanding. Deladuck, 2/5, quest for 2. Here to help. When you play this character, you may ready chosen character with boost. If you do, they can't quest or challenge for the rest of this turn. It's like a Sven, but only for boost cards, but it's a 2/5 instead of a 3/3. I think 2/5 is a better stat line for this kind of effect. I think it's quite good. If you're playing a deck with lots of boost cards, I think it's actually very good. But would you rather just play Sven? I mean, you could play both. You could play both. Duckworth, the Ghost Butler, it's a 3/1 rush, cost 3, quest for 2. I like this card already. It's like a Rafiki of old. Rafiki in set 1, I think, was the best set 1 card. 3/3 rush. Rush is not very common these days. During your turn, when this character is banished, you may put the top card of your deck face down under one of your characters or locations of boost. I think that's quite a good card. If you have a 2-drop with boost, I think this card's good. I like this card. I like this card a lot. It quests for 2. So you could just like play it and not rush, and then it quests for 2. And it's still like a 3/1 that quests for 2. And it has an extra effect. I think this card's good. I think it's actually very good. I like it a lot. Recovered Page. 2-cost item. When you play this item, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a character card and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. Okay, so you put it into hand. So it replaces itself immediately. And then you can pay 1 and banish it. Put the top card of your deck face down under one of your characters or locations of boost. I think it's extremely mediocre. I don't really understand this one too much. It's so slow, right? I'd be surprised if this sees any play. Henwen's Visions. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Put 1 on the top of your deck and the rest on the bottom in any order. Henwen and Bruno. They're best friends, mate. Maybe there's like a big Henwen which pops off from these, right? Here's Hades, a legendary. It's also a iconic. Personally not too impressed by the look of the iconics from this set, but maybe that's just me. This card is very cool though. There's actually a card very similar to this in Riftbound. When you play this character, in Riftbound it's like an action. When you play this character, you may choose an opposing character. If you do, draw 2 cards unless that player puts that card on the bottom of their deck. So basically you play Hades and you draw 2, unless your opponent says, yes, you can banish or you can remove my card, right? So let's say I'm playing Hades and you have a Merfolk. I could use Hades on your Merfolk, and then you have the decision. You basically either say yes or no. That's how it's worded in Riftbound. You can say, yes, okay, my Merfolk goes to the bottom of my deck, or no, my Merfolk stays, you draw 2 cards. So the problem with this card is your opponent is in control of it. And while drawing 2 cards sounds great, like 2 cards in Amethyst of all the colors is probably the least important. Also 5-cost, Belle, Elsa, right? It's a good late game card maybe, but most of the time, basically the problem with this card is people will say no unless they want the cards. Or, I don't know. It's a weird card. It's very cool. I very much like the design of it. I think it's well balanced. It's definitely got potential, but I don't think it's that good. I will say no. I will say, okay, draw 2 cards. I'll just quest out and win. I'll just go aggro mode, right? So maybe it's better in like an Amethyst Mirror, maybe, for example. Like you could use this on a Hades in the late game. Maybe in that context, it's okay. So maybe it's got potential. It's bad against aggro. Bronx! 6/4 Reckless. Stone by Day ability. Crazy card. Crazy. Crazy. But again, this is a downside. I think these gargoyles are crazy. I'm excited. The Black Cauldron. Okay, this is one of the cards of the set. The Black Cauldron is obviously one of the new IPs. And this is the card named after the film. 3-cost uninkable item. Oswald, hello. Exert and pay 1. Put a character card from your discard under this item face up. Huh? What? That's a new one. So this is like not boost, but it's akin to boost where you're putting a card under the Black Cauldron, but it's face up. Then, and it's from your discard. Then you can also exert it. So this will have to be the following turn. So it's extremely slow. This turn, you pay 1 ink, and then this turn you may play characters from under this item. Bro, it's very, very cool. So let's say I play the Black Cauldron on turn 3, which you're probably not going to do, but let's just say hypothetically. On turn 4, I play a 3-cost character and I pay my last ink to put a character from my discard under this item. Maybe I played like a Bobby, Spray Cheese Kid, right? Then on turn 5, I can pay 1, and this turn I can play characters from under this item. It's basically like an extension of your hand. So it's not a card you would want to play on curve. It's a card that you would want to play when you're very low on cards. And it's like you're paying 1 ink to put a character under it, and then the next turn you're paying 1 ink to play that character. Very, very interesting card. I'm sure there's some stuff you can do with this. It's extremely slow. This is like a card which you build your whole entire deck and strategy around, right? And maybe with Oswald, for example, if you have a lot of ink, but not much card draw, this could be outstanding. I think it's a very, very exciting card. I like it. You can also like get Oswald back, right, and get more. All right, we're going to come back to Christoph because he's in a different language. Okay, another boost Whisper, and it's Ursula, Whisper of Vanessa. This card's crackers, mate. I actually revealed Ursula Vanessa, the original one. Sadly, I don't get to keep my streak of Vanessa reveals. Boost 1. While there's a card under this character, she gets +1 lore and gains evasive. Crazy card. So this is a 4/5 evasive that quests for 3. It's a good card. It is a good card. But it is also worth mentioning that there's like 5-cost cards which have evasive that quest for 3 that don't see play. Like there's Zazu, who I think is like a 3/4 maybe? Maybe he's like I don't know what Zazu is. But he doesn't see play. So while I think this card's got big potential, I don't think it's unbelievably good. Particularly, I think it's important context that there is this alert keyword now in the game. And there's so many other options at Amethyst that cost 5. Like Elsa and Belle, you're literally competing with the best 2 cards in Disney Lorcana metagame right now in order to play this. So while I think this card is very good, I think it's not outstanding. I think this card's very good though. This card is evasive, 4/3, quest for 2. Whenever this character quests, each opponent chooses and exerts one of their ready characters. That's a good ability. This card's quite good. 4/3, evasive, quite slow, but exerting can never be bad, can it? Interesting. There's so many cards. The Horn King is a Floodborn. Let me pull it up because my PC's bugging. There's a 1-cost Horn King. I'm sure about to see it's just a 2/2, the quest for 1. Whenever one of your other characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand, then choose and discard a card. Very spicy. I don't think it's a card you would want to shift on turn 2 necessarily. I mean, I guess it's like an option. You can just get this guy down as like a turn 2, 3, 4 that quests for 2. It's really not bad. It's good tempo. Like you could challenge one of your opponent's cards, for example, and catch them off guard. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know. Not too sure about this card. I don't know when you would want to play it. It's like a shift 2. It's not great for a 4-cost. Maybe it is okay for a 4-cost, right? Maybe it is okay for a 4-cost. I'm sure there's like some things that you can sort of abuse with this, right? If there's like one really, really strong card that you just want loads of, like Doc, it's not a great example because Amethyst kind of already has a lot of draw, but that sort of vibe, right? Like, you don't really need a card which draws, but like, I don't know. I can't really think of a good example. Maybe like a Nala, just something that quests for a lot, for example. And then you're like, oh yeah, I want Nala back. I'll just replay her. Cool. Or like some sort of card that has like a really good effect when you play it onto the board. Maybe some of the Gargoyles. I don't know. Interesting card, no doubt. Next up, Olympus. I really love this card. Very, very good with Robin Hood Sharpshooter, which is a favourite card of mine. If you have a character with 5 strength or more in play, you may pay 2 ink less to play this action. Ready chosen character, they can't quest for the rest of this turn. The next time they challenge another character this turn, gain 1 lore. Why is it good with Robin Hood Sharpshooter? It's just an inkable action in Ruby. It's also good with Shark, of course. Again, it's just an inkable action that you can play in Ruby. Yeah, really, really cool card with Shark in particular. It can cost you 0. I think it's really good. 0 cost, ready something. Next time they challenge, gain a lore. Obviously, it's great with Shark in particular. I think it's a really, really cool card. Very, very interesting in an action Ruby deck, which is exciting because I love action Ruby decks. We've got Daisy Duck. Daisy Duck, the Paranormal Investigator. I think this is the Set Champs promo. Not this version of it, but it's going to be the promo card for Set Champs. 6 cost, shift 4. So obviously you could go Daisy Duck on turn 1 and then shift this on 3. While this character is exerted, cards enter opponent's ink while exerted. So let's say I'm going first. I shift this on turn 3. And it's a force, support's really good as well, especially with a 4/6 stat line. Maybe good with like World's Greatest Criminal Mind as well, which we know Amber can play. That's those kinds of cards. Let's say I'm going first. I shift this on 3. I have a 4/6. And you are at 2 ink. Next turn, you ink, and you are still at 2 ink because one of your, well, you have 3, but one of them, the ink comes in exerted. So you're like 2 turns behind. Very cool card, big fan. I like that it's a Daisy specifically. Because you don't really want to shift on a Daisy like 1-drop either, but very, very cool card. I love it a lot. I love it a lot. This set looks great. I gotta say, gameplay-wise, the set looks very great. I'm excited. 4-cost Inkable, Guardian of Castle Wyvern, 5/5 quest for 1. Whenever one of your Gargoyle characters challenges another character, gain 1 lore and has the Stone by Day. I don't like this one too much, I have to say. But there is a big Gargoyle we're going to look at in a moment which exerts everything. And maybe if you like can do some of those combos with like that card we were just looking at where you like ready the Goliaths, it could work. Just challenge a load of times. With Mushu it could be good also maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Here's another Gargoyle rather. It's Broadway, sturdy and strong. It's a bodyguard, and it can't ready. Yeah, don't like this one that much. I think this is one of the worst Gargoyles I've seen. Eliza Mazza, 4/3, quest for 1. While you have 2 or more other characters in play with 5 strength or more, gains 2 lore. I mean, that's an insane card, but that's a big condition needing to be met, and it's uninkable when it costs 3, so it's a little bit janky, right? Like, I play this on 3. I'm not going to be able to quest for 3 for a long time. I don't think I love the card, but I definitely like it. It's very spicy, but you have to be really careful. Like, when do you play it, right? We have Taran, who is a Pig Keeper support, 5/5, quest for 2. While this character quests, you may return a character card named Henwen from your discard to your hand. If there's a good Henwen, I'm curious. I'm waiting for the big Henwen reveal. Gurgi does exist, the apple lover. So this is the apple item, which I was saying is terrible, even if this card's great. When you synergize with this, when you play this character, you may remove up to 2 damage. No, thank you. There's the Horn King I mentioned, the 2/2 shift target. Robin Hood. This is like the closest artwork we've got to Robin Hood Sharpshooter, so I already love it. The Imperial Archer, 4 cost, 2/4, quest for 2, boost 1. Whenever this character quests, if there's a card under him, deal 1 damage to up to 2 chosen characters. It's pretty good. It's not bad. Play it on turn 4, you quest, and you play it on turn 4, you pay 1 ink on turn 5, you quest, you still have 4 ink available, and you can deal 1 to 2 characters. It's pretty good. I quite like it. I do quite like it. Webby's Diary. Whenever you put a card under one of your characters or locations, you may pay 1 ink to draw a card. So again, another item with the Black Cauldron. Maybe we're seeing like a Amber and Sapphire item deck. Have some potential. Sapphire and Amber is like really, really, really wanting to have some sort of item build because it is the color that's probably struggled the most in Lorcana history. A lot of people would say Ruby Emeralds, and that might be fair, but Sapphire Amber definitely one of the weakest color combinations historically outside of pure aggro. Kristoff, he's a 3 cost, 2/3, quest for 2, and the ability is boost 1. When this character quests, if there's a card under him, put the top card of your deck into your inkwell, face down and exerted. It's like a Winnie the Pooh, but rather than putting it from hand, you put the top card of the deck down. This card's quite good. 3 cost is kind of awkward for Sapphire though, right? Like when Cinderella exists and Tipo exists, I don't know. Megara is outstanding. So good. I love this card. Boost 1. While there's a card under this character, she gets +1 lore, and whenever this character is challenged, each opponent chooses and discards a card. This card's so good, so strong. 3 Thor that can quest for 2 with that ability is absurd. So strong. I love this card. This is like a prime example of a boost card that I really, really like. I mean, it's not very good without the boost, in fairness, but then you can just ink it. I like this card a lot. I think it's really good. Ariel, this is also one of the iconics. This is the modern day Ariel for Amber. This is the new Singer Ariel. Even though she doesn't have Singer ability, she has boost 1, and once during your turn, whenever you play a song, if there's a card under this character, you may draw a card. Ow! Great to see Amber getting more card draw engines. Gaston, 3/3, quest for 1, it's 2 cost uninkable, boost 2. Whenever this character quests, if there's a card under him chosen, opposing character can't challenge and must quest if able. Must quest. Not something you see very often, but it's interesting. It is interesting. It's a very expensive boost ability, I have to say. I don't think I like this one too much. Could be good in a very aggro deck. Simba! Simba, boost 3. When you put a card under this, no, whenever, so you can do it multiple times each turn, only once a turn, because you can only boost once per turn, but you can do it every turn. Whenever you put a card under this character, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, you may play that character card for free, and they enter play exerted. Oh, Simba and Mufasa Infinity deck incoming soon. I'm still expecting that we get Mufasa. I called it last set as a reprint. Like, I'm sure we're going to get Mufasa reprinted. I have a feeling that might be a combo to look out for. Very, very cool card. It's one I like quite a lot. Is it good? It's so expensive. I think it is good. The problem is, it's like you play Simba. I don't think it's good. Because you play Simba, and then you really want to boost immediately. So you need 10 ink. 10 ink? That's a lot of ink, mate. But maybe you can make it work. I think it's probably more of a for fun card than a super competitive card right now. Beast, I haven't seen this one. Ruby Shift Beast, mate. This is the best Beast shift target we've ever had. So if you're playing Infinity, that's something to look out for, the Sad Beast. 2 cost thinkable, 3/2, quest for 1 boost. I haven't even read it, but I already know it's the best beast shift we've got. Whenever he challenges another character, if there's a card under this character, each opponent loses 1 law and you gain 1 law. I don't really like that card too much, if I'm honest. 2 cards left to look at. We have Jasmine. Excuse me. 2/5 boost 2, quest for 2. Whenever this character quests, if there's a card under her, remove up to 3 damage. It's good with Grandpappy, but I don't really like this card too much unless you're playing Grandpappy. And here's one of the, like, maybe the biggest powerhouse card of the set, maybe the chase card of the set, alongside Cindy, at least so far. When you play this character, exert all opposing characters. Then, each player with fewer than 3 cards in their hand draws until they have 3. Spicy. If you have 3 or more cards in hand, this character can't ready. Really cool. It exerts everything. Really cool. It's good, but if I'm playing Amethyst, I'm not sure I would want necessarily to be feeding all of the decks which are low on cards in hand, right? Like, Amethyst gets its advantage because it has cards and your opponent doesn't have that many cards, whereas this one is potentially drawing them cards. I don't know if that's worth the risk. I actually don't think this card's that good, but hear me out, because I do think it's good. It's a card that you're going to build around. Like, your opponent drawing cards is a huge downside. You play Amethyst, do you really need the card draw? I mean, maybe. Drawing 3 is a lot of cards. That's probably fine. Very, very spicy set. I'm excited. Thanks all for watching. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring. Sorry for a slightly scuffed setup with, I don't have my PC still with me here in Germany. I will be at Milwaukee next weekend. Give the video a like. Let me know what you think about all the cards. And see you soon for more Disney Lorcana Whispers in the World card reveals. And soon, Riftbound. Because Riftbound comes out in 2 weeks. It's an exciting time to be a card gamer. Cheers.